All right, so hello, Teaquilters. Welcome to Saturday night sew and chat. I'm not sure if we're gonna sew tonight. We'll see, but let's be optimistic. Thank you all so much for coming. It is Saturday, January 28th. It is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Just so I always say that for people that are watching it as a late upload, and they'll know that we're not really live when I'm saying we're live at the beginning. So let me pull you all up on my phone here. And hopefully my mic is working tonight. All right. See if I can get a stand here. Working on other projects. Whoops. I forgot I had pieces in here. Hope they all in here. All right. Let's see. Who is here? Notifications are going out when I go live, so I only came in a few seconds early today. Kathy's Quilts and Crafts. Hey, Kathy. And Beb Dixon. It says waiting for the haul. It's very small. Sort of, kind of. Deborah Quilt says, hello, T and fellow quilters. I'm dog sitting until February 5th. Have several projects with me and my sewing machine and supplies. So have fun, Deborah. Miss Topaz is here. Maddie Barnum. Sending flowers. Lynette Jackson. Zandra Oldham. I don't know if you say your name Oldham or Oldham. Let me know. Do you pronounce the ham? Janet Mackerel. Teresa McCormick. Darcy Savali. Monty Pip from, says Sherry from New Jersey. Okay, awesome. Ken's World of Crafting. Hey, Ken. Let's see, Helena Carter. Judy Smith. She says, hey to everybody from the Sewing Cottage. Vivian Cabby. Brenda Foley. Jason Lewis says, evening, Miss T and all T Quilters. Hope everyone is having a great Saturday. Rhonda Barlow, I'm sorry, saying, wow, I'm actually early on time. Hey, T and everybody. Pearl Medina. Hello, Miss T and fellow quilters from Moreno Valley, California. Cynthia Shades is here from Cold, Chicago. Adrian Rios saying hello as well. Darcy is reminding you all to hit that thumbs up button. Now would be a good time while we are just seeing who's here, waiting for more folks to come in. And yeah, now would be a good time. Quilts by Carmel. Miss Jo Carmel is here. Bonita Nance is here. Like that. Is here sending prayers and love to everyone. Shirley Peters. Craft with Love 55. Sea Joy Creations. Damali J. She's waiting for the haul. Okay, so I was pronouncing it right. Okay, thank you, Zandra. Remo JS is here. Says, good evening, Miss TNT Quilter. Thumbs up and show love and support. Elaine Doucette. Saying hello on the last Saturday of January. Time does fly. Susan Baker says she finally moved on from COVID. I was beginning to feel like I'd never be well. Good to be here. So that's awesome news. Melissa LePage. See, Joy, I said that when she's reminding you all to thumbs up. And Cynthia Field saying give a thumbs up as well. So my brother is here saying hi, sis, and everyone. So let me just go out and make sure I got the last one, because sometimes, it plays games with me, but today looks like it was cooperating. Oh my goodness, Ken's World of Crafting. He's sending super chats, guys. Kevin the Quilter is here saying hello to everybody. And Ken sending love. So thank you so much. That was really nice of you. Um, Dolores Phelps is here saying, I haven't missed a live. I just can't chat because I normally watch on television. So that's nice. Elaine Doucette says, that's a rich turquoise top, Miss T. Thank you. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. um, yeah, so what do I have today? I got, well, I guess I got two gifts from me in a way. And then I got a baby gift that I'm gonna share with you all as well. Um, and what else? Oh, the haul, little mini haul. It's mini, but it's not. It's mini in the sense that it's not a lot of items. And so yeah, I had it Wednesday. I went and picked it up, but I decided not to show it because I had already, well, maybe, yeah, I got it Wednesday and then I worked on it Wednesday. And then I went back and decided I needed some other stuff. So then I got a few items to go with it. So that's why I didn't show it Wednesday, because I hadn't um used it a lot. I still haven't used it a lot, but I knew I needed some things. Okay. So all right, so let's get started with that. What happened today is, you can see I'm wearing the Teaquilts Scrap Quilting Club t-shirt today, the one with the circle button. So that means I had Scrap Quilting Club today. This was our first meeting of the year. We started last year, I want to say April, and I just let it be a free year. I wasn't like doing anything completely organized. So now that I know we're back and COVID is manageable, I am gearing up for making 2023 a great year for Scrap Club. Pick projects, gave people some goals. The one thing about my Scrap Quilting Club is that you don't have to do the projects, but you are encouraged to do them. By you get chances to win drawing prizes, and they're normally pretty decent. I find stuff that I can get on sale, and so then I tend to use those as door prizes. So I'm always shopping during the year for door prizes for my Scrap Quilting Club, for Quilt Retreat, and in the days when I do drawings on my channel. So I'm always looking for really good buys that I can purchase and then have for door prizes. So I just have like a box of stuff that I can draw from. So Elaine's asking who can join the scrap club. That's a really good question. You have to be local. This is not an online scrap quilting club. You do have to be local, and you do have to have email, because that's how I communicate with people. And um, and that's because I'm not I can't do mailing of information and things like that. So it is a local club. It's not a club for online. And that's because it is about being there in person and seeing the projects that people make in person with the different color palettes that people have chosen. So at this time, it is not an online club. At some point in the future, I may make an online scrap quilting club, but that's something that I'll have to be thinking about. I'm not real gun-ho about that, because people tend to share their login information with other quilters. So you have one person pay, and then you've got 20 other people that are watching and participating that didn't pay. And I don't feel like it's fair to the people that did pay. And there's really no way you can streamline something that's online, not for real. So I haven't done any teachings or anything like that online, even during the whole COVID thing. I've just refused to do that. Plus, I have very small spaces that I'm working in. All of my rooms are kind of tiny to me. And I don't have places that I can show you full quilts like I would if I'm in person and having so much space, and then as people to hold quilts as well. That's part of it as well. Hey, Sandiego, T. Roberts. And I think that's, oh, wash your hands. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am going to show you, I got a package in the mail, and it didn't have any return address information on the outside. It was plain. And I knew somebody had said they were going to send me something, but I don't really like to look at stuff ahead of time. I like to just open it up when I get in here. But I had to open this up because the person I sent the photo to on the outside said that wasn't her label. So somebody put a different label on here. It took a few extra days to get here. So I don't know what happened that this fabric came and wasn't in its right packaging, label, all of that, because she said it was a typed label and she sent it via UPS, but it is a handwritten label on here now. But anyway, hearing me say, and I opened it up because then when I opened it, I got the note inside, and it says, "Hi T, came across this last night going through tubs. Thought you might like it. Sue Moore." So this is from Sue GSD. And I had to open it to make sure that it was what she was sending. And it's really pretty. She heard me at one point talking about fairy frost, and also my favorite collection is Benartex Fossil Fern. But she had this in her stash, and she's going through stuff and she's making donation things for retreat. And so she saw this in there, and I had just mentioned about fairy frost. So this is a black with gold. And I think I was saying that I had like fat quarters of fairy frost, but not a whole lot of yardage, where if I'm needing to do a background or a border or something. So that's why she sent this. And it's quite a few yards of this too. I would say this is about 3 yards of fabric here. So thank you, Sue, so much for that. You really didn't have to do that. And it was a pleasant surprise, but she told me it was coming because she had to tell me it was coming because it was arriving late. And so she said, "Did you ever receive anything from me?" I'm like, "No, ma'am." So, but yeah, pretty fabric. I do collect certain lines of fabric that I actually keep pulled out. I keep my fossil ferns, fairy frost, and Tula Pink, my K facet, or any free spirit that's similar to K facet. I just put it all together. What else? I keep a whole lot of holiday stuff separate, but those are my major fabric lines that I keep separate. So we're just going to be piling stuff. So that was gift number 1. And then today I had received this one from Betsy Layton. And she comes in to make a suit dress out of that color. I knew Remo was going to be talking about clothes. So we like Crumbs is here. People saying that the fabric is pretty, so thank you. I got this bag, says she leaves a little sparkle wherever she goes, and Betsy Layton comes in with this, and I'm like, and she's handing it to me. I'm like, "What is this for?" And she goes, "Your grandbaby." I'm like, "Oh, okay," because I'm like, when they come in and start handing gift bags, I'm like, "What are you all doing?" Because they're good for trying to surprise me with stuff. So this was really cool. I didn't open it. I probably will see. Oh, I don't know if I'll see my daughter tomorrow. I got somewhere to go tomorrow. Gotta do some cooking too. But she has a card in here. Very pretty card too. Look at that. And then said, "Baby, how can so much happiness fit into one small word? Enjoy every sweet little thing about your new baby girl." And that's it. It's got a rattle on the inside as well. So that's cute. A little stamp rattle. So that's a pretty card. And I'm opening it up so I can show y'all. Okay, then I'm trying to put it back together so my daughter can open it. Okay. I know a lot of people have like grandparent showers, and then anything they get, they keep. I have been taking everything to my daughters, and she even put the baby's name on it. Look at that. I pulled the card out backwards. So this is really cute. Okay. I think I got 2 things here. So we'll start with this one. So it's a sleeping bag. Very nice. I don't know why my camera is pulled in so far today. Isn't that pretty? And it's got the animals. My daughter used elephants, but she's loves the animal prints over like florals and things like that. So this is really pretty. Thank you, thank you. And then we're gonna try to wrap it up a little bit. I'm gonna pull it up. She had it peeking out just a little. And then once I get the next bag out, we'll put that back. Oh my goodness. So it has this little kind of like shirt that could also be a jacket because it has a little dress on the back. And then a onesie is attached. So this is a onesie. And then this little overlap. And then I guess if she gets cold, you can put the top piece on. Isn't that cute? Irish. Very cute. Well, it's not going to be as pretty as it was before, but we can put it back in here. All right, next one up. Another bag with rainbow. Isn't that cute? Just so you can see the back, but it's like a little sleeper bag. And I've noticed when I'm changing clothes, I do like the ones that have the little snap across the top because then it keeps their hands away from the zipper. So I really like that. I didn't know a whole lot of stuff had changed about babies. I have not been around babies in a long time. So long time. Okay, one more, guys, on this. I can put the card back in here now. Oh, little socks that are also Irish socks. Too cute. Cute. So thank you so much, Betsy, for that. Like I said, you really don't have to do that. But I just like to share. If people do something, I just like to share that they've done it to give them recognition for doing that because that's really nice. I can't remember if my daughter met Betsy or not. She's met some of my family, but I don't know if she's met my daughter yet. So that was really nice of you. And my screen is gone. I got my charger on. So people are saying really cute about the clothes. Rose Hinton is here. Judy, Sherry Willingham. Guess who, Nancy? And Linda Denton. All right, so welcome everybody that has come in while I was showing all of that. Then I say, let me just show you this stack of fabric I got today from Scrap Quilting Club. It's a gift and it's not. It is nice. We have a lady in our group that she still works at fabric store, but she worked at one fabric store that went out of business. And the woman shared a lot of stuff with her when she went out of business from being a loyal employee. And so she has been redoing her own stash, and nothing that she has brought is ugly. It's like when she comes in, she has a huge tub of whatever it is that she's giving out. And it's plenty for everybody. So it's almost like everybody won a door prize that day. Now, I went over only one time because I said I am not going back over there. And I got this much batiks. Let me pull off what's not batik. But all of this was in their batiks. They go from fat 8s to like a half yard. Like she may have cut maybe 8 inches off at the bottom or something to cut a piece or something. But most of these, it's only one piece in here that's been cut, but all kinds of colors. And I wasn't going to get any at first. And then I decided, okay, and this is going to be a tip for people that are coming to the Teaquilts retreat in 2024. We make little signature blocks that we use neutral tone on tone, like a cream tone on tone in the middle, and then we use any batiks to make a square in a square. So you're kind of snowballing the corners. And so I thought, girl, go ahead and get some of this fabric. Since it's already out, you can go ahead and cut pieces for that. And so that's what I'm going to do with this, is just give it a press and then just start cutting pieces. And I'm just going to cut pieces, and then maybe the next time I have a retreat and we're doing these signature blocks, I don't even have to cut, because this is plenty to cut from. So I'm just going to cut a container of this and just call it my square in the square signature block fabrics. And then I'll just get a light fabric, because I don't know if any of these, maybe one or two might work. This one might work as a center where you can write on it and still see it. And then this one. But the rest of them, I don't think I can write on them, because some batiks get a little bit busy like this and like that. Even though it's the right color, I don't think you'll see the signature and city state type thing on there. So I'm not going to go through and show you all of this, but just want to recognize that Jane is a very nice person to bring this in. We are so appreciative of her sharing her good fortune with us at Scrap Club, because she could share this at Quilt Guild, but she keeps bringing it back to Scrap Club. So I really appreciate her doing that. So that was, and like I said, there's not one bad fabric in this batch, okay? And then these were the only pieces that were not batik. It's just a white with little bitty tiny like asterisk type stars. Let me make sure. No, they're circles. I'm sorry. Little tiny circles that are metallic. And then this piece here, that probably was one of those transitional fabrics, but the other side of it is gone. But it just to make a nice piece of light fabric. And then this was on the wrong side, and I just got it because it was a light piece of fabric. So this is what this is on the wrong side. Well, I go and open it up at home. Look what this is. It's a hand-painted panel somebody did. Very nice, very abstract, but that is just beautiful. And I don't know if she knew it was in here, so I'm going to shoot her a photo just to make sure she knew it was in here. And yeah, but that is really pretty. I don't ever want to take something from somebody and they not know it was in there, because she mostly thought it was just batiks in here, because that's basically all the fabrics that she used 97% of the time. So I just want to make sure she didn't put that in there by accident. So I'll be shooting her an email on that. So that was I classified it under gifts. Okay. Let's see if anybody else has come in that I've missed. Let me go back. I know I saw Guess Who Nancy. Joan E. Hey, Joan. Tiffany of Tiffany's Quilting Life is here. Cute clothes and sleepers for the new baby grand girl. Very sweet. Yes. Liz Wilson is here. Tom Whittick Eckery is here saying hit the thumbs up as well. Welcome, Tom. And Linda says, nice picture and will look nice in a frame if it was signed. Yes, it looks almost like somebody was doing a painting on canvas. That's what it looked like. Now, I don't even know how in the heck I'm going to get what I bought up here, but I'm just going to get the box up here so you all can see it, and then we'll discuss it, okay? Oh my God. All right, here you go. Brother ScanNCut 2. Okay, now I'm gonna put this down because it's still in the box because I don't have a set place for it yet. So when I had to quit cutting, because I was cutting on top of my long arm, I had to put that up so that I could continue long arm quilting, which is what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks. I've been catching up on customer quilts. I even got one quilt that I have on that I think I might be gifting. So yeah, so I have been doing a lot of quilting, and then today I dropped off quilts, picked up more quilts, picked up quilts yesterday. So I'm still people know that I usually take January off, but I had so much going on in December that I ended up not doing any quilting in December. Just thank God I had everybody's quilts done for the most part before my life went haywire in December. But yeah, I am quilting in January instead of being off in January. So now I had this brother ScanNCut, and I'm going to share this block with you. I had cut these wedges. I scanned in this wedges, and this is out of Boho Hart's book. And this wedge was much bigger than this. But I scanned it into the computer. I made a copy of it with my printer copier first. Then I scanned it in to the brother ScanNCut, and then I cut out on fabric. So the first fabric I cut out on was this the lighter background, the white with the blue, and it cut really good. And then the second time I cut in the same spot because I had to cut it twice. It cut really good as well. I go to cut the blue fabric here, and the standard mat that the ScanNCut 2, I think that was their second machine that they came out with. So it's about 5-6 years old or so. It could be older. And so the mat wasn't sticky anymore, but it let me put the fabric down. But when it went to cut, it wouldn't cut. It moved the fabric all around. So I stopped the cutting so it wouldn't ruin my entire piece of fabric. And then I just manually cut from the template that I had. I then moved to the bottom of the mat because I hadn't used the bottom of the mat, and put the circle down. So I also got it to cut my circle out. And then I added a 1/4-inch seam all the way around so I could needle turn the circle to the back. If I'm going to do applique, I prefer needle turn. I'm not going to do a whole lot of applique in this quilt because I don't want to do a whole lot of needle turn, but I will do a circle or a heart or something like that here and there. Yeah, but I wanted to show you why I decided I need a ScanNCut. I've talked about this with other people, but we do have some new people in here. I already own a Silhouette Cameo 3, I guess. 3. And when you scan in, like if I scan a document from my printer, it's changing the size. When it opens into the document, it changes the size because it wants to add the seam allowance. If you're gonna, not, I'm saying seam allowance, the page margins when you print it out so that I can scan it into the brother ScanNCut. I was having difficulty keeping things to the right size. And by the time I'm trying to figure out everything that I scan in, trying to get it to the right size, and all of that mess, I could have already cut it with my rotary cutter, even if it was curves or whatever. Okay. So I wanted to experiment because a couple of reasons. I've been wanting to buy like the current model of the ScanNCut, the brother ScanNCut. They're very expensive, and it's not that the price is, it's just that would I use it? And so I found this one on Facebook Marketplace. It was in a pawn shop. Somebody pawned it because they needed the money, and it was actually brand new, had never been opened, and it still had all of the stuff like when they blocked the printer head from moving back and forth. It had all of that type of tape and stuff still intact inside the box. It had never been cut on. Nothing had been opened. The cords were still in their original packaging. Uh, the person that bought it didn't even plug it in. And then they went and took it to the pawn shop. So they wanted 225. I did some research and I saw where when it was brand new, the least that they would sell it for was $200. I think it was around $350 when it came out. Don't quote me on that. But he wanted $225 for it because it was brand new, which I fully understood. But I did offer him $200 for it, and he took it because I'm just trying to see if I'm going to be interested in spending more money, or would this lower model that still works do what I needed to do. And so far, just cutting 2 shapes, it has done what I needed to do. And I can also use this for paper crafting. So matte to me wasn't sticky, but when they came out with the Brother ScanNCut 2, they said, yes, you can make the mats. You can cut fabric. Since then, I've been doing research and seeing the current models. They do have a fabric mat, and they do also have a fabric blade. Now, I'm almost positive that all of that would work in this model. I'm not absolutely 100% sure. So what I did was, instead of buying the mat, I went and bought some stuff that I saw on one person's YouTube video, which I can't remember who, because I watched a lot of YouTube videos and they came out with, so they knew it was a problem immediately, probably from us quilters. And they don't even have the name on the outside of this packaging here. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It's very little. I found it. It's called High Tack Adhesive Fabric Support Sheet. And there's 4 of these in here. And the mat is 12 by 12. So that's what I ended up buying, was the High Tack Adhesive Fabric Support Sheets. I'm hoping that this will work over me spending even more money for a fabric sheet. And then I also saw where people were using A-leans. It's okay to tack it, but I wasn't sure, it's repositionable, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be able to hold fabric for any length of time. So I'm doing my next experiment with using these high tack sheets. So that's why I bought that. Since I've already been cutting and cut fabric with that blade, and I haven't cut any paper. Did I cut paper? I don't think I may have cut paper, because I think when I did my circle, I cut the circle at the size it should be on freezer paper. And then I went and cut it on fabric. So I've already cut on paper. So what I did was I went and bought a new blade, and then one blade I'm going to put on here fabric only, and the other one I'll put paper only. So I don't have to open this. You all, if you have a Brother ScanNCut, I've already messed it up trying to get in here. They package stuff really nice, I can say that. They make sure you don't get cut getting in here. You tear the box up, but that's okay. But I just bought another standard blade. I didn't buy anything that was fabric related, because I wasn't sure if the computerization on the ScanNCut 2 would know the difference between having a ScanNCut blade and mat or not. So I just stuck with the standard stuff that they had at the time this particular machine came out. So then I bought 2 other things. One thing I bought was another standard mat, because I'm going to put this really tacky stuff onto the mat that I'm currently using, because why mess up a new mat? And then the new mat will be used when I'm cutting paper. It'll handle paper with no problem. But if I go put fabric on here, it only worked 2 times for sure for me. I don't know how you other people that have the ScanNCut, how long it worked for you, but it was only 2 cuts in the same spot for me. So I bought another mat so that I can keep this as my standard mat for paper. And then my current mat that I got in the box, I'm going to put this tacky stuff on it. And then when I put my paper on there to scan, it wanted to act like it wanted to stick to the mat, okay? Didn't want to come up. So they do have a non-adhesive mat that has a little piece of, like, all the mats have a protective cover and it comes completely off. Well, this one has one that you flip up and then you put it back down. It doesn't come off. And then you just scan through that piece of protection. So it's just holding your paper in place while you're scanning. And this is called just a scanning mat. And it has no adhesive whatsoever. So when I'm scanning my paper in, I don't have to be worried about, I tore the template up trying to get it off of the mat, okay? Because the mat was brand new, hadn't been used. And then I put fabric on it. Well, I used it first with the paper because I had to scan it in. And then, so yeah, I decided I probably need a non-adhesive scanning mat because of the techniques that I'm going to be using. So I'm hoping that this ScanNCut journey is going to be a good one. We shall see. I figured I also have another, a backup. I bought 2 of the blades because I wanted to make sure I had a backup, because I already know one's going to paper and one's going to fabric. And if the one that's designated for fabric isn't acting right, then I wanted to have another one as a backup. I'm always going to need blades because you'll run out at 3 a.m. in the morning when you've got a project you got to do. So I still would probably, at this time, I may do some tests with that too. I'm still going to be using my Cameo 3 for making t-shirts and stuff and decals, but I know for sure that I brought the Brother ScanNCut to cut quilt pieces that are not square or rectangular. Anything else is fair game for me to slide it into that machine. And the nice thing is when I scan stuff in, I can increase the size by any percent that I want. And then I can also, that means I can increase or decrease my quilt block sizes if I want to as well. So I like that option as well. So I'm hoping that this ScanNCut works. And Linda says she saw one person using spray adhesive. Yes, I saw Aileen's. It's okay to tack it adhesive. I saw people using Krylon repositional adhesive, spray adhesive. I saw, and it might have been the quilt spray, the quilt basting spray that they use to, they spray the actual boards. And I saw one girl really go into how she did it. She cleans it and everything, and then she tapes it up. The other people didn't show the whole process, but this one girl did show her whole process on how she cleaned the mat before she resprayed it. So, but I'm still, all of those people that I watched, they were cutting paper. They still weren't cutting fabric. The fabric people haven't done enough videos on at least this particular model. I don't know if it's on future models, but they haven't done enough videos of cutting fabric and the issues with cutting fabric. One person in the comments was on one of the Brother videos saying that she had put the paperback adhesive like Heat and Bond, or what is the other one from Pellon, and says that it stuck to the mat and she couldn't get it off the mat, and it ruined her whole mat because it has adhesive on the other side attached to the fabric, so it wouldn't release the paper part of that. So it was really weird. And Brother don't answer any questions in their comment section, so they're not going to be any help. You're going to have to go through a hotline. Hopefully they answer their telephones or something. But they don't answer any comments on any video I watched. Maybe 5 to 7 of Brother's videos easily, and they don't answer any comments in the comment section. This is the Brother ScanNCut 2. I think it was their second one, 5-6 years old, in that neighborhood. It's, the number is CM350E. CM350E. I got that one last week from Michael's at 30% off. That new mat that the cover stays on. Okay. And see, and I just wasn't sure. And I'll get the mat eventually because I looked on Amazon. They didn't have it on sale. I looked at Joann's and they didn't have it on sale. So I was trying to buy it where it was on sale. Amazon had it a little bit cheaper, but it was still wasn't like a great sale thing. And I can't remember what I paid. I didn't bring that information in. But I figured let me try this adhesive first, and then I'll start with that, and then I'll go to the fabric mat if this adhesive doesn't work. So, we do experiments all the time in quilt making in order to make something quicker or to come up with hacks. And so we're going to see if I'm hoping that this adhesive work. The person that used it was using it for cutting fabric, but they never come back and say how long something lasts. That's what I want to know. How long does these sheets last, especially if you got 4 in a pack? And I think it was around maybe $16. I'm just going to guess for the pack of 4 sheets. So I'm assuming that they don't last very long. So, hey, Mamie girl from Arizona. Linda Payne's here from Ohio, Columbus. Helen Finaldi is here as well. Claudette Bettis. Silverita James. Sheila D. Deborah Holloway. And Jason talking about the brother ScanNCut. Look like you'll be cutting some Christmas stockings. No, I won't. I'll be running 6 through at a time on my AccuQuilt Go, okay? Won't be cutting that. See, I bought this for things that I don't have a die for, and then it prevents me from needing to buy a die. So that's another reason that I purchased all of that. So, it's not even 9 o'clock. Y'all know I got to sew, right? Cut the machine on. And I just wanted to show you, my first experience with using it. But when I put the circle on the bottom for the first time using the bottom, again, it cut perfect, no problems. But I had only cut 2 pieces of fabric, and already my fabric's not sticking. And I didn't use a brayer like a roller. I used one of those little squeegee type things because I use it in my scrapbooking. So that's what I used for making sure my fabric was placed down. But I still went on ahead and rotary cut the rest of my pieces so that I can make my block. And like I said, that's going to be used in the boho hearts sew along. Mamie girl says she keeps her threads in Ziploc bags. I've heard thread weakens in air over time. I don't have space or storage for that. Mine will be out. And I do know that you can test threads, and I do the thread test to see if they're any good, and then if they don't break in my machine, it's okay. I haven't had any issues with my thread, and I've been sewing since 1986 sewing, because I came from that. I also have sergers, and then also machine embroidery threads as well. So I haven't had any problems with my threads. And it's also dependent upon the machines too. Different brands behave one way over the other. Jamari's granny is here. Erling Butler is here. So she's in Wisconsin, and we're having a snowstorm all weekend. It's going to be real cold beginning this week. We all need to stay warm here in the Midwest. Oh my goodness, you keep that stuff up there, girl. It might be coming down here. Good night, Vivian. It's hockey day in Minnesota today, and it was 1 degree, and they were doing a lot of outside stuff. So yeah, I did do some sewing. Oh, I was sewing on our optional blocks for next month. So I have been in here and used this machine. So I do a thorough cleaning when when my bobbin runs out. So we just gonna sew today. We still got, I don't know why I'm resisting making these final bowl cozies. And I just want to drop some oil from the top. But I want to unthread my needle. But I need to do a thorough cleaning where I clean inside of the front upper part as well. I need to do that. So the next time I have to oil, that's what I'm going to do. I mean, when I have to change the bobbin. And hopefully it's not going to be on here, because if it is, then we're just going to stop. All right, just want to run that through. And then put this back. And rethread it. All right. June says she's from Iowa. You're getting the snow we had yesterday, and today it got cold. Okay. And Susan says, I'm with you, T. I have no problems with red. I just don't seem to have the general problems that most people warn you against. So yeah, I gotta flip these. I never even flipped them, okay? Just laziness. And these are the ones that need to go to some of them need to go to my niece's house. I had made the ones for my mom, and I still got hers. I haven't seen her. I'm still having sinus issues, even though I took medicine. I just took medicine not too long ago. So it's long acting. So it's only putting out so much at a time. I just took it because I came home from scrap club. I'm having this is like trying to shut down. I came home from a scrap quilting club today, and we actually they had something that they had to do with the building that we use. So we had to leave at 1 today instead of 3. So I was really happy about that. So then we went out and ate lunch, which was good. It was good um, people to be with. And so um, I then went to the post office just to make sure nothing was in the post office box before. I always check on Wednesday and Saturdays. I got in the house, I unpacked my car, and I was knocked out. And I was so mad because every time I fell asleep, I could sleep for like 30 minutes, and then some noisy car on the street or some big truck or something drove by and was setting my ring off, and now my ring's making noise. And I only got up one time on the ring, and it was something there. It was my Amazon order that was due to come today. So at least I knew the difference. Well, I knew the difference because the Amazon delivery person, they're always on their phone, and they were talking. So I heard the talking way before I heard the alarm go off. So they were talking really loud. But I feel like stuff is shutting down. Wemo saying she finished her February optional block. Yes. If you're only doing like 2 of them, it's not so bad. Me, I got to make 6 because this month 2 blocks are due. Instead of 1, you have to turn in 2. And that means I got to make 6 blocks. I make them for Teaquilts group. So I swap with you all. I do the drawing on that. And then I do it with my quilt guild, which is the whole reason that we're doing this. So then I have to make 2 for them, and then I'm making 2 for myself that hopefully eventually I'm going to be making like a layout of all the optional blocks. So we shall see. I think what I should do is just start putting them together in order and make my life a whole lot easier, but we'll see. We shall see. Just trying to get some of these corners out. Do you want donuts? I went to Dunkin' Donuts today, and I actually it was one of the group members. she turned 80 last Saturday. And so I wrote to people saying, bring her a card if you can. And then we and for people that forgot, I had brought a group card. And then we had donuts, and somebody bought in a pineapple upside down cake from one of the favorite bakeries on this side of town. So that was pretty cool. So we had a good little day. We didn't break for lunch because we knew we were going to eat early. And then we had a nice meeting. I had a great time at Scrap Club today. So we did have donuts today. Thank you, Remo. um, Darcy says she just finished her group 1 of Boho Heart today and got my February blocks today. So that's cool. You're on a roll. Yeah, 2 is not so bad, but I just know that when you've got to measure every round to make sure that your piece is the same for this particular block, it was like, yeah, you want to you want to start this one a little early because you got some extra steps you got to do. So I just didn't want people to wait until the day you need to mail it, the day before or the day of mailing, and then it was stressful. We got people of all skill levels participating, so I'm glad that it wasn't a problem. And the numbers worked out for me because I really didn't test it. Normally I do the block before I send it out, but I didn't have time. I've been busy trying to get caught up from the stuff I didn't do in December. Rose Hinton don't want anybody's weather. She don't want the storm. Shirley, she's talking to somebody else. Dorothy says, remember to give Tia a thumbs up. Check and see. She's telling you to check and see if you hit the thumbs up. Craft with Love says, T, I have to go and look at my model, which is the CM650W, which is the first one, and it still works very good. See, I don't know how they're doing these numbers. It makes no sense to me. Maybe the first model you have to be hooked up to the Wi-Fi in order to use it, and this second model you just go straight to just scanning without having to have a Wi-Fi hookup, maybe. And they even got quilt blocks built inside of these things that you can cut. So uh they made them for us, but that standard mat is a hot mess. You'd be cheaper just cutting your blocks out. Even if you bought templates, you're going to be cheaper than buying mats because the mats are not cheap. And I don't know if the mats went up after COVID or if they have always been this expensive. And there's a lot of hacks that people are using for mats too. But I ran into those videos while I was trying to find out how to, restick your mat, or did they have a fabric mat, that type of stuff. Got 2 more to turn here. And Kevin's talking about in sugar-free candy. Don't forget that, Miss T. Yeah, I had picked up some quilts yesterday in a part of the city that I'm not there a lot, and I went to Crown Candy, which is it's a historical site for St. Louis. It's been in business for so long, passed down through family and all of that. But they also, I think they're open only during lunch hours. I don't think they're open for dinner. I have to check that. But the only times I've been there has been during lunchtime. And they have really good sandwiches, a whole selection of just various different sandwiches. And every time I've been in there, I've gotten something different, and it's all been good. So, and they give you a lot, like it's not a skimpy sandwich, like it's small. Most of them come on sourdough bread. And I think they even have wheat flour dough if you want that. And yeah. I went to get me a sandwich because I wanted a sandwich. And then as I was walking out, they also have ice cream and they make candy. The place is called Crown Candy. And I don't know if it's ice cream or if it's custard. I don't know. I've had it in a shake I've had before. It was really good, and I've had it as on a cone, but I can't remember. It's been so long since I had that in a cone that I can't remember if it's ice cream or custard at this point, but it's good. And so I was going by the display case. I don't normally look at sweets. I'm the salty bad kind of person. I don't like many desserts. So I walked past the glass just to see what they had in there. And then I just randomly asked, "Do you have sugar-free candy?" And they said, "Sure." And they had a smaller case, which was more choices than I was expecting them to have. But they had turtles in there, and I just decided to get that for Kevin because he does sugar-free candy. If he's going to eat candy, it's going to be sugar-free. So I brought that for Kevin as a little Valentine's thing. Because I knew I wouldn't see him on Valentine's Day. I don't think. I don't think I'll see him before Valentine's Day. It depends on how the days fall. But I don't think so. So he was pleasantly surprised. And I knew we were having donuts and stuff. And, he's trying to get the least amount of sugar. And so I said, well, let me get him that and I'll put that to the side. So it was really good. I lost my comments. My screensaver came on again. Hey, Jesse Gibson, welcome to the channel. Have I ever sewn with salvages? Not an entire project that was a salvage quilt. I have sewn some of my African prints. I have sewn those salvages in because I wanted the words that were on the salvage for what I was working on. Since it was African print fabrics and they had, they were validating where the fabric was and came from. So I do sew a few salvages, but I have never made just a salvage project. I find when I'm cutting, if you're going to collect salvages and make a project, you're going to need quite a bit because you basically want the parts of it that has the salvage writing on it, unless it's one of those color salvages, then it's really pretty. But I kept forgetting that I needed to cut off like an inch to an inch and a quarter, off the salvage before I cut the yardage. So I never had pieces big enough. So I just had the regular salvage that you would have when you're, cutting normal and not trying to keep it. So yeah. So I have never done that. I have never kept one, but I do keep particular salvages if I like what's written on it. Then I'll keep that and just top stitch it into a string project is how I would probably use it. And she's saying, yes, you have to have Wi-Fi. And I think that was what made the ScanNCut 2 so unique, was that at the time, because you could just go straight scan and cut. I didn't even hook it up to my Wi-Fi. I did not hook it up to my computer. You can buy a cable card and hook up, but since it doesn't need any of that to work, they don't include that in the box. It's just a power card that's included. So if you do want to hook it up to your machine, you have to get the appropriate cords. So yeah. So after doing a little bit of wrestling here, I think we're ready. Now, last time I was in here sewing on this, I don't have a one clip over here. Last time I was in here sewing on this, I broke a needle. And that was the first time, because I had been sewing on these. I've sewn on these things doing live chats at least 5 times. Never broke a needle on this Bernina, okay? I've sewed on the brother, but I also have sewn on this Bernina and haven't had any issues. And this time, It gave me issues. Broke my needle. And it wasn't like a super old needle either, so would be nice if I would have pressed this, but I'm not. It's a bowl cozy. This is one of those things where it's functional, it's usable, it's going to be pretty no matter what. And then you don't have to be such a stickler. You can let loose on this particular project over letting loose on your quilt block. That'll be cattywampus. So, and Jason said you went to Crown Candy today. I went to Crown Candy yesterday. Like I said, I was meeting a customer and it was maybe 3, 4 miles from where I met the customer. So I was in the neighborhood. um, Rosalind H is here saying hello. Tom, you a mess. Talking about Kevin. Congratulations on your new brother ScanNCut. You're welcome, Kevin. He's saying, Miss T, my quilting Valentine. Thank you, Miss T. Yes. I didn't even buy myself any candy because I like turtles. I could have bought regular turtles for me, but that's not why I went over there. And I was already full. And if I had bought turtles, I would have been in the car eating them turtles, even though I was full. I didn't even eat all of my sandwich. I only ate half the sandwich because it was so big. I would have been in the car eating them turtles though all the way home. I was like, oh no, we're not buying you any. We'll buy some for Kevin. uh, and Rosalind says she started saving selvages to make a quilt. And T, or who are you making these for? These are the last ones for Christmas gifts. I just didn't make it to the Christmas event. I sent the ones that I had made because I went to meet my friend that I gave the quilt to that I made, and then her two daughters and their families were there. So I ended up being overly generous and gave away the bowl cozies. So I had to finish making these. I thought I was going to be able to keep these for myself, but I had to remake them for my mom and my sister. And my hair is a mess because I've been taking my hoodie on and off. So um, that's why my hair is sticking out. I need to wash it. That's what I'm going to do either tonight or tomorrow. Shirley uses the salvages for titles on her bookcase quilt she's working on. I need have one of them that I need to quilt. I have not gotten it quilted. I don't know if I put borders on it or not. Connie have cut several strips that shows the name of the fabric line and have sewn into her label, so that's cool. Darcy made a coffee cup cozy for her mom for Christmas. She loved it. That's nice. That's just a smaller, it can be a square or a circle, however you want to make it, just big enough to put a cup on. Have those too. And it's their BLT that I like, right? And I've had that one too. And I was try something different when I go order different stuff. I don't know. I didn't even have. Normally, I buy something that has bacon on it, but I didn't. um, I didn't this time. Oh, you so funny. I am not messing with you, Kevin. Okay, you can go sit in a corner somewhere. Kevin's always being bad. That's all I can say, guys. He's just bad. Oops. I forgot I got to increase my stitch length. We really are going to break a needle. I should have taken this medicine this morning before I left to go to scrap club and forgot and then fell asleep. So it's my fault that I'm congested here. Your hair is very nice. It brings out your complexion. Thank you. I still got some gray that needs to happen in the back. My last maybe 3 inches here is still black. Looks weird. Talking about Kevin being bad is what makes him so good. No, he's going to be uninvited to things. Is how he's working. He's behaving poorly. This is where I broke my last needle. Now they got me scared. Judy says, T, I'm using Kevin's method of starching my fabric, so that's cool. I do it when I'm like, if I'm die cutting kits and stuff, but for the most part, I just use my standard starching method. You sound good. How are your sinuses feeling? Horrible. I feel like I'm congested. I think my foot got stuck under my little table I got down here. Let me pull it back off my... I pushed it. Uh-oh, my gears came on. It's just stopped. My gears are on, came on. Oh, it got stuck. It got stuck down in the bottom. It was stitching funny too. Like I said, you all have seen me sit here and sew many of these bowl cozies, and the last time and today it just wanted to act up. So, and that's another reason I'm still sewing on it, because I wanted to see what it was doing. It's doing regular piecing just fine. And I had it serviced either November or December. I can't remember. So I just took out a few stitches where it was acting up. I guess I need to cut this machine off and cut it back on so it can recycle to get rid of the gears. And it does take Bernina a little minute to come on. All right. So we're ready to sew. Grapple Love says, I can't wait until my whole head is that white gray look. Yep, that's what I'm trying to get. I'm almost there. It keeps working its way back. Sharice Hofi says, hi T and everyone. It's been a while since I've been able to log in. Peace and blessings. Welcome back. We miss you. I use sizing on my fabric. Shirley says, I like sizing instead of starch. I use a combination of all depending on what I'm doing. It just depends. I want to see if I can find my thread tail. Now I can't. So we'll rethread it because I couldn't pull it through. It's just like that sometimes, especially in sewing. Yes, especially when you're sewing and you're live sewing. Yeah. Like I said, you could do something 20 times and everything go fine, and then all of a sudden one time and then it's not gonna do it again. So like I said, I do need to do like basic cleaning because I have been putting this through the ringer since I put that. I haven't even used my brother because I haven't been making bags, which I still need to make some bags. I've been putting that off. And I have been using the foff in the back when I piece in the back, but for the most part, I've been coming up here. So this machine has been getting a run for its money here. Oh, I think I might have the wrong needle in here or something. Because this thing is acting up. Let me raise this up. I put an organ needle in here to try it out, and I'm thinking this thing don't like organ needles. So I'm going to take this out of here. Yeah, because soon as I started, it just went right back. Either that or the bobbin is messed up. This look like a lot of bobbin thread. So hold on. But it was sewing just fine, making quilt blocks yesterday when I was, well, Wednesday. I wasn't in here yesterday. Okay. I'm going to have to take this off so I can peek in here just to make sure I don't have more threads. And take this out. I'm going to take it all apart because now I just want to make sure no loose threads is hanging around somewhere. This is part of sewing, guys. I'm just going ahead, and I had cleaned it. Like I said, I'm about half a bobbin down. I normally clean it when I put a bobbin in, but since the thread's breaking, I just wanted to make sure I don't have a loose thread somewhere. You never know. Maybe something is off, you know. I'm going to take that needle out, though. I may not be sewing. And that might have been why the needle broke in the first place. All right, since we got it out, I may as well put the oil in here. All right. Little machine maintenance here. Oops, don't go away, screen. I cut these from AccuQuilt die, so I don't have a pattern. But you can just use a 10-inch square. I just want to make sure this is going to rotate correctly before I put it all together. Yep. Okay. And now I'm using my hand. I should be using a piece of batting to make sure I got all the little dust bunnies out of there. All right. All right, we need a needle. Now I'm looking for Smiths. All I got is Smith's quilting needles and embroidery needles in here. That's not gonna work. Let's check my Bernina case. Says always something, right? Yeah, I got them all in here. All right, let's see. What do we have in here? Because embroidery. Do not tell me that I'm out of universal needles. This is a Nancy's Notions, the Classe. And it says it's a universal needle, and these are universal. Okay. So I'm going to put all of this back in here. I always keep different types of stuff packed up, but I had 2 universals. I'm going to put this back, and then next time I buy, I need to buy Smith's universal needles. So I don't have to go back in this case for that. I got some from Bernina, so we know the Bernina one should work. All right. And then I'm going to put these in the drawer. See? I just don't want to sew, apparently, right? It's a shame. And then put this in the drawer where the other ones are. Silver Reed is working on a quilt pattern called Custard Layer Cake. Bye, Darcy. Thank you so much for being in here. She's still reminding people on her way out to give a thumbs up before you leave. Have fun here. God bless you all and stay safe. Yes. T, has your sewing with the Foff been? I actually love this sewing with the Foff. It's not a heavy duty machine. It's an older model that I bought again off the Facebook Marketplace. And it's been doing really well. I love it. I'm trying to make sure I don't lose this needle, because we about to throw this organ out of here. It's a goner. All right. All right. And then we want this needle. And it was incorrect because I saw the color on the needle. I don't know what was up with that. I felt like it was trying to attack my eyes or something. I'm like, I don't want another broken needle. All right. All right, go through this little guide here, thread it. Hold on. It's like you don't want to go through the needle threader, so let's make sure this needle is up here all the way. Yep, went right in there that time. I like actually videos when I'm live and stuff like this happens, because it lets you all know that this stuff happens to the people that are on YouTube as well. And if it's a recorded video, most people would cut it out. I tend to leave stuff in just so you all know that this is the normal type of stuff that happens here. Sue uses vodka and water mixture. I use them different types of starches for different types of things. Um, Careful Love says you do your bag so professionally, so I can understand about putting it off until you feel like making them. Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of steps. Hey, Crystal L, welcome to the chat. Mm, Miss T, what are some of your differences in using sizing starch and combination info for me? Others, I'm just using starch. Um, like if I've got the on some fabrics, sometimes the fold mark doesn't come out very well, and I tend to use um either sizing or a wrinkle remover for things like that. And then I spray it in, let it sit, and then I come back. I let it almost dry, and then I come back with a steam iron, and it tends to get stuff out. I use vodka stuff if I just need a light press. And I got it sitting there. It's kind of like my backup starch more than the first one I go to, so that I always will have the ability to make starch at home if I run out of concentrated starches, which I do use as well. I use both Stay Flow and Faultless, so it doesn't matter which one. I hardly ever, only time I use them 100% like Kevin is when I'm die cutting for kits. The other times I use a mixture, a combination of maybe a little over a third to 2/3, but in that neighborhood, like 40-60 maybe. So I do something like that. But I don't tend to like heavy starch, but I want body. Like this is not stiff, but yet it stands up on its own. So this is the type of starching that I do. I do like a best press for something like this. But it's best press can be expensive, so there are so many other ways of getting starch than getting best press. Even when you can buy it for $5, it's still $5 for the bottle, whereas when you buy concentrated starch, it's a lot easier. I actually love Faultless heavy duty starch in the can, but I don't want to put those cans into the environment, so I stopped buying the cans. They do have some starch that's in a bottle as well, so if it's in a bottle, at least it can be recycled or something. But for as a can, I try not to buy the cans anymore. Judy Hebert is asking where you're located. Newbie here from Georgia. I'm in Missouri. I'm actually in the St. Louis area. Good night, C Joy. And also welcome to the channel, Judy. This never happens to me laughing out loud. That's Jason. And of course, I got some more stuff I need to rip out, right? Just a whole bird's nest of thread back here. And I wonder if I can find something to sew here. I haven't had pieces out for chain piecing in a while because I've been using my pieces that I need to chain on, so I don't have anything out. Okay. Look like we're going to be leaving this thread in. It is, well, it's embedded on the back side. Maybe if I cut it from the front with a seam ripper, it might work better. It's a whole big bird's nest back here. It just acted up and then started sewing right, which was so funny, but I didn't like how the needle was sounding. It's like, we got to get out of here. You're welcome, Liz. Sorry, not very chatty tonight. I'm working on my little heart out on the boho heart. All right, so we want to get all of this built up thread out of here, because that would be not pretty right on the edge of the bowl. I mean, it got in here good this time. I just don't know how that much thread got in one spot that fast. And then it started stitching correct after that. This is where I started, and I hold my thread tails when I first start. So very weird. All right. Got the majority of it out. Okay. I just need to sew something else. Just to see if it's working on 2 pieces of cotton at this point. See, it's sewing funny. It even broke the thread off the top. Yeah, something's weird. And then when I went to cut the thread, the gears are coming back. Ah! It's the top thread. See, it's showing the bobbin, but it's actually the top thread that's the problem. Well, at least I didn't put my bow cozy back in there for this mess, right? It jumped out the tension guide. Hey, Patricia Priest. And there's no need for me to worry about the pulling it because it wasn't never in the gears. So I don't have to worry about that. Just make sure I'm not putting it in here turned. And then I'll just pull this thread through that's already been used. And just pull. You don't want to use thread that's could have a kink in it. I'm glad I put my sample piece under here. All right, again, you got to check both threadings, not just the bobbin. Remo's reminding people to hit the thumbs up button. Thank you, ma'am. All right, one more time. Like they say, one more again. Now it's telling me my bobbin thread is out, which that would be determined to be a lie. And it didn't even sew. Okay, but at least it don't have the whole thing on the back. So let's check my bobbin thread. Oh my goodness, like that was all the thread that didn't sew. Oh. I told y'all I need sleep. I don't even have the bobbin in here, okay? Now where is it? All the way over here. I guess it's correct. Don't you just love it? The machines are smarter than we are. I don't even recall missing that step. I remember cleaning it really good. That is too funny. Woo wee. And talking about T, you are a mess. You know what? I don't take myself too serious, that's for sure. I don't let anything ruin my day like that. There's so many things can be happening. It's not gonna let a sewing machine do it. All right, and we're gonna sew one more just because I got it here so I can get that one off and see if it's sewed before I put the bowl under here. It probably had just popped out of thread a long time ago. All right. Well, look at God. All right, we can cut this and I can toss these back. These are like pieces that I was sewing, just 2.5 inch squares that I was making some of the bags with, just pieces that I use for chaining. All right, girl, 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 what are you doing? I need to go to bed, apparently. Turn machine off and back on. It's working now. It was, girl, I hadn't even put the bobbin back in here after I did all that work. Okay, I got to make sure now that I put this back on 3. Oh my goodness. And we might can go a little bit bigger than 3. Let's go bigger. I'm gonna do 3.5. Make sure we get some long stitches on here. Cause yeah, I'm scared. Miss Bernie got me scared. And she's sewing like a champ now, ain't making not a squat. Well, I guess it's important to properly thread your sewing machines. Rosalind talking about you crack yourself up. Yeah, that was too funny. I'm like, just no bobbing whatsoever. Like, where are you going? That's like not having any gas, but you in the car. Like, what are you doing? At least my sinus med's starting to work, thank goodness. I got into that second hour. Crap with love to my tea. Are you slap happy again? Ah, I thought I was gonna be staying up to do some cooking. We shall see. I want to stitch over these pins. That's for sure. These the big ones. Good Lord. I don't even know if I want to go around these bowls again. Another bowl right now. Goodness gracious. This is a big little lump right here. She took it. All right, we're almost back to the beginning on this one. Okay, so we just did sew and chat. We made one bowl cozy, or part of one bowl cozy, because I had already started. Okay. Goodness gracious. I'm going to have so many thread tails on this bowl. I'm going to be chasing. Y'all know how I go after thread tails. All right. Now we're going to do the X. I normally chain piece, but I don't even want to stitch around the bowl again. Oh my goodness. Sandy says love and prayers for you. Seems the machine likes the new needle. Yeah, it sounds quieter. I don't think this machine likes organ needles. Oh, that was my container of fabric just fell over. Stuff's about to scare me out of here. I got all this stuff happening around me. All right. Yes, Sandy. Won't he do it? Janet says, yes, you are having a time of it. Yes. Yes. I am so scared to sew around the bowl now. I'm like, do I need to pull my brother back out? Good Lord. Took me 2 weeks to sew one bowl cozy. All right, get my starting seams here. I still got to get that one. My little opening didn't get sealed. Didn't have it pulled up enough. It's just one of those days. Now I'm over here snorting. I guess I am about to get slap happy. Oh my goodness. Good Lord. I'm gonna charge about $40 for this one bowl cozy. I think I need to sell this one. It's not even perfect. As far as having, start and stop threads. Goodness gracious. I had to do the back stitching when you start over again. Yep, it's got a few of those. But it's a bowl cozy. It's done. This is done as it's gonna be. And then this is the outside. And you can see right here where I had to stitch back over a little bit of extra thread. I don't know if it's showing up where I had to stitch back over that opening. But whatever. It's a bowl. Be brave. Number 2. I can't even get through top stitching 5 bowl cozies. Crazy. Good night, Tiffany. Can you imagine the damage you could do trying to cook? Think you should just go to bed. Right. I've been on missed half the ingredients. That is too funny. Thank you. Roslyn says she's hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Yeah, the end result is pretty. Um, Nicole Baldwin, welcome to the chat. It was just a struggle today. I was on the struggle bus. Goodness gracious. And I'm just trying to make sure all the corners are out because I just really flipped them. I really didn't pay attention. All right, and we're going to start right around the corner from the opening so I can get that out the way early. All right, here we go. Take out my little 2 pins holding it together. All right. Good night, Crystal. Yeah, T, I think you're here tonight. Or not here tonight. T, you need to stop. You are having no luck. Katie Kraft says, must be something in the air. I almost put marinara sauce on my burrito. Oh my gosh. Yep. It'll be all right. We got to persevere. Only the strong survives. And can you imagine a new quilter having these type of problems? They're home by themselves, never been to a class. That's why be a lot of new machines on the marketplace, only used once or twice. It's like they're like later for this stress. But yeah, you can't let the mechanics of this get to you. You gotta keep going. I'm just glad that I wear glasses, so I've always got eye protection. Even if I damage my glasses, it's better than me damaging my eye. I tell you that. I'm glad I wear glasses. Around two, it says hello T and everyone. Shirley here, watching from Canada. Hey Shirley, one of my favorite names. Good night, June. Almost to the beginning. Get that bobbin thread out of here. Okay. Just making sure I haven't missed anything. I try to watch it because I have such a little bitty area where the screen it moves so fast. All right. Deborah Holloway talking about, hey T, I really enjoyed you tonight. Good night. Good night, Deborah. I just bet the struggle is real. I'll do the X's because I can chain piece those through. Make sure I get my edges, as I sure missed them last time. I don't know what type of pinning I did where I missed the whole underside. Just wasn't paying any attention. But we got you, girl, now. This the same? No, it's not the same bowl. It's like, is this the same pattern? No. I was about to run. Miss T, thanks for the lesson. Check your entire machine for threading after you break a needle. Yeah, girl. I had rethreaded the top and didn't even put the bobbin in. It's like, what is wrong with you? And I know not to put another Oregon needle in here because this sew's so much quieter with this Smiths. Never do that again. I was like, oh, I got these needles. They say they really good needles. They're universal needles. Well, Bernina didn't like them. So we'll be putting those all to the brother, I guess. And I bought a different type for my brother, so I got plenty of Oregon needles. But they run just fine on my brother. And the Jukies, they run fine on those. So maybe they're just for industrial. They say universal, but my Bernina was loud as all get out. Um, get your edges snatched. Talking about these bowl cozies. Yes. I have to see. You have to let me know how your class went, Jason. Did you learn anything? All right. Just trying to make sure I get stuff where I want it as I'm turning. Because it would have been nice had I pressed it first, but it's a bowl cozy. Good night, Rosalind. Happy Lunar New Year. That's from Sandy. Are you saying organ? Organ. I think that's how it's spelled. Yeah, like organ. Like that. Is that up there? Yeah. So that's the type of needle. I have 6 different brands of needles. Right. Universal means what? I just use what works. Jason says that we were learning how to digitize our own quilting. Oh, now that anybody could have went to that. Now that sounds like a fun class. Well, it depends on the software. You got to have the software to be able to digitize your own patterns. So that's pretty cool. Awesome. So I guess that was well worth it for the day. Very nice. All right. Yeah, some machines can be very fussy when it comes to needles. Get this one off the back. And I think that's it for right now. I just got to do the X's. We can get through these. The X's are a breeze. Good night, Teresa. She says, thank you. Good night, all. Um, okay, I haven't. Oh, okay, I haven't heard of those. Yeah, but everybody has been telling me for years, and I've never put one in my machine. I even had some here. But when I brought the brother, I had bought some thinking that it was going to take one needle because of the Juki taking that needle. So then I had to go buy more needles. So I've got 2 sets, but I think these needles will work in there. I don't think it would be a problem. And if they don't work, then I got a friend that has a Juki. So, but it didn't work for me. Okay, so now we just sewing and didn't even pin the hole closed. So we just really out here just naked in these streets. Maybe I do need to get off of here and go to sleep. Oh my God. Okay. All right. They're both not pinned. They're both laying on top of each other, just so pretty though. Goodness gracious. um Susan says, I've never heard of those needles. Jason says, I can create in any format with my program. Now, that's awesome. So I guess that means you've got 2 formats you need to be making stuff in now, right? um, Janet says, good night, enjoy. Good night, Janet. Liz, she's talking to Susan. So that's pretty cool. I got one more after this to go around. And what time is it? I got 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes is really 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. Oh my God. I'm here by myself. Oh my goodness. Susan, I believe you get those from dealers and online shops. Jason's laughing at me about the designs. Craft says, I put together a needle book of all different types of sewing machine needles once I got into vintage machines. And I think that they work very well on featherweights, but I haven't done that. So I still got them. I didn't toss them out, but I got rid of that. That one needle is going into the recycle bin just because if it wasn't sewing right over here, I don't want to put it in another machine. It might have got bent. So I got too many needles to be worried about one. Carol says, we are singing together. That was funny. Right. I'm like, I had 10 minutes. That's just the fact that I said minutes brought up Dougie Fresh. Like, girl, what is wrong with you? Tom says, I think she's going to break out in British accent soon. That was funny. I did that today at lunch. We brought up the funniness of that video, Kevin and I. The other two people at the table didn't know what the heck we were doing. But one lady had got so tickled that she laughed out loud. Everybody in the restaurant was looking at her. And she was in tears. Somebody told a joke, and the funny thing is, the joke is never as funny as her reaction to the jokes. So we're laughing at her. She's laughing at the joke. And yeah, I went and looked at Kevin and did the British accent thing, and he trying not to laugh so he don't hurt himself. Because he really can't do a deep laugh without it hurting his back and hips. All right, one more of the day. Oh, I had even, this is when I broke the needle right here, and it's woo at the hard part. This is when I broke the needle last time. All right. We're going to be brave. We're going to lean back. All right. Okay. So we don't have any pins in this one either. I thought it was already closed, but it's not. But we can work with it. And Leah's talking about, oh yes, you're singing. Now I will stay. Now I will stay. Say good night. It did get really quiet. Connie, you are now entertaining yourself. OMG, you're slap happy now. And I have to go to bed now. It's late. Thanks for the giggles tonight. Good night, Connie. Thank you so much. Cherie says, your machine will purr like a kitten after this. That's just how it goes sometimes. Right. Someone needs a nap, girl. Every time I woke up because of a noise outside, I had a headache. So I am really looking forward to sleep. So I don't know. I hope my body lets me go to sleep. We'll see. And if it doesn't, then I'll just go ahead and cook so I can sleep later tomorrow. But I was trying to cook, and I had some major things I'm trying to cook too. So, but who knows? I may not be cooking anything. I have a feeling my dumb body when I go lay in bed is going to be just looking up at the little crystals in my ceiling. saying, what's next? All right, last one here. Let's get this done, and then we can worry about the X's. They shouldn't be a problem, she says. Lord help me. I got 2 more of these intersections to get into. But like I said, this machine never was a problem before, so I was just not being kind to it, I guess. Trying to get in that little intersection. Yes. Don't be scaring me like that. My thread broke. Broke right after I was back stitching and go to cut it. But it cut like a stitch before. And I don't even see it at the bottom to pull it back. Okay. I'm like, is something on my top thread? Just slightly touching it. All right. Goodness gracious. Kevin talking about that was beyond funny. I was afraid I was gonna hurt myself laughing. Right. And it was we laughing at her laughing, not because the joke was that funny. And then I just turned around to Kevin and I went into that. Oh my goodness. Oh, I want to stitch this from the inside. All right, here we go. I think maybe this machine can, I'm gonna go back down on my stitch length. We can get some X's in these bows without a major catastrophe. Oh crap. This thing has adjusted my stitch width. Like, where did they do that at? You should be at 0. You're in a straight stitch hole. No wonder the needle thread broke. I would break too. What are you doing? Where'd that come from? Goodness gracious. Ooh-wee. I know, right? And she always says it's my fault. You better stop, Miss T. Everybody on their own. You got this, everybody for themselves tonight at this point. There's no telling what's going to come out over here. We got 4 bows to do X's on, and we're going to do that so I don't have to sew another one of these bows for a long time. Okay. That's the goal. Because I did 1. Yeah, I got 1 done. So we got 4 of the 5. We getting this done. Jason says, I'm just wondering if these bows will get finished. Laughing out loud. Right. Me too. right. All right. Close to this edge. Close to that edge. This one's so close, it's trying to make me cut my bowl, but we're not having that. Okay, so I just sewed. What did I sew last? Like, this is something crazy. I have no idea what's happening over here. But the first bowl that I did the X on was just hanging under the needle under all the other bowls, but they've been sewing. Crazy. All right, we're getting this done. We're not coming back to this ever again. Well, not soon. I don't have to worry about bowl cozies for at least 9 months, okay? I'm going to get this into my bowl so it has a stitch since I got this long tail. All right. Okay, we really need to cut this one. $40 for a bowl cozy. Miss T sews the next X, the best X of anyone I know. I guess. Well, I guess so. If they sew, I'm sewing them for you. Goodness gracious. I hope my family appreciate these bowls, cozies. Goodness. Still got 2 more X's to go. We're 2 minutes over. But we getting these done. We're not coming back to this. We're going to have something different next week. I don't know. Maybe Crown Royal quilt again. I haven't cut any pieces for that yet. Haven't had time, but I'm going to have to make some time because I know I'm not going to have another bowl cozy. I know that for a fact. It's like it ended kind of rough. I made, I don't know, probably easily, probably 50 of these total. Goodness gracious. All right. I feel like I just got to 100,000 subscribers or something. All this work to make 5 bowl cozies. Goodness gracious. All right. Do not go. Jason said you finished the whole quilt faster than those 4 bowls. You got that right. Goodness gracious. I had to do surgery on the machine and everything. Oh God, I don't even care about the last strings. If it's strings, they're just in here. All right. I can stack them and make them look pretty. Goodness gracious, I will not be making another bowl cozy, y'all, for sure. At least 9 months. I'm not gonna say ever, but I know I'm not making any soon. All right, all of my little bowl cozies here. I'm cutting this thing off. Goodbye. All right. I'm glad you all survived this sewing chat. I hope nobody was harmed during the making of this video. Oh my goodness. Susan says, I only put an X in the middle. T, are you doing the whole cozy? Yes, I don't do the X on the two pieces. I do the X at the end, so I only have to sew the X once, and then it sticks my middles. My middles are not this big bag when I go to wash them. So I don't do the X first. I do the X last. So I never had an X in it at all. It saves me a step of doing the two X's at the beginning with no interference in the end project or end product. Craftful Love says they are very pretty, T. They will love it. I know I would. Right. Craftful Love laughing. Who knew a bobbin could make all the difference in sewing? Well, first it started with the gear thing, and it had jumped out up here, and I didn't notice. So then I go and clean the whole bobbin because it was the bobbin thread that was giving me issues, but it was actually the top thread causing the bobbin not to work. So that is too funny. But it's good to put this type of stuff on for people that are new and know that even people that's been sewing since 1986 get locked in to not checking everything appropriately. But I never stressed. And so that was also for them to remain calm too. You just working your way through a process. I was just scared I was going to have a needle fly up to my eyeglasses. Okay. Susan said, so glad you're done. Bless you. Yes, indeed. Me too. Oh my goodness. Jason talking about such fun tonight. Thanks for all the laughs. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and end here, guys. I'm gonna go to my bed and I'm gonna see what happens. And if not, then I'll start cooking. I gotta take some stuff out of my freezer too. So that I was gonna make for tomorrow. I got leftover turkey from Thanksgiving that I froze, and for Christmas I normally make turkey pot pie. So I want to make some turkey pot pies, and I thought that I was gonna do that tonight because it's a 2-part cooking process to make them. So, but I think what I'm gonna do is just go get the turkey out and not even put it in the microwave to defrost. I'm just gonna take it out, let it thaw on its own, and then I'll worry about that in the morning. If I get it done tomorrow, that's fine. If I don't, that's fine. So, but yeah, Kevin talking about Miss T, the comedic quilter. My brother's still here hanging out for all this stuff, saying good night, everyone. Stay safe still. So, yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and end here. Everybody, stay safe, be blessed, quilt out. Come back Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1 hour chat. I don't have to do any sewing. See you all then. Bye bye, everybody.